Yum, yum!
Good? Just follow me over here. Hey, I spoke with you yesterday, remember? You mind if we go on video today?
By all means.
This is Ed from Foundry. Okay.
Yeah, it's all good. I'm only showing something really specific.
Volumetrics.
Yeah, well, just our new volumetrics with our new Uber primitive.
Oh, wow. What the heck is that? Is that like a volume primitive?
Yep, and it has no polygons, which is crazy. It's all time-based. We get a lot of...
No polygons. So let me just back up. This Octane 4, and Jake is showing us this from OTOY. So he's got a VDB voxel primitive in here. Is it?
Really not sure the magic behind it, but it's like,
no polygons. It's,
yeah.
it's a volumetric primitive or volumetric solid, and you've got a volumetric light on it.
Yeah, exactly. So this volumetric light is actually part of our new algorithm. It's just a hell of a lot faster. So if we do something like that, you can start to see exactly what these speeds are looking like. I have this little teapot, but I've also been dragging in front of it just to help push that a little bit.
I got the teapot in there.
Yeah, I can help control the size.
So does the denoising work with volumes as well?
It does, but we don't have it in this build yet. This isn't actually Octane 4, this is Octane 2018. So this is going to be our next release after 4.
Oh, this is after 4.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at that, man.
Yeah, it's very fast, and no denoiser, and it clears up perfectly.
That's no denoising.
Within a second, yeah.
What sort of hardware do you have in this thing?
2 GV100s and a Titan V.
And a Titan V. Are all 3 going at this?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a shit ton of hardware.
Just casual consumer products.
But I use this with 2 1080 Ti's like a Sabertooth, and it is super fast. Volumes are generally slow for anything, but this is crazy fast.
Yeah, no, it's pretty amazing.
So do you have another scene we could take a look at if we...
Right now I'm only showing this stuff. Later
this
afternoon I'll be showing other scenes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So we'll just talk a little bit about so Octane 4 is the release. It's sort of public beta right now.
Yeah, Billy's actually showing it right over here.
Oh,
it's
go
yeah,
let's do that. So that was really cool. Yeah. So
Very busy guys.
You're very busy. Super.
Yeah,
Super. You're making things blow up, it looks like.
Yeah, so I was just, Jake was giving me crap about no textures on this because I was working with the volumes. So this actual scene has light emitting VDBs.
Nice.
So my challenge from the developing team was give us the hardest thing you can think of because we want to work on our denoising. So that's the denoise version of this scene.
So that's me, and that's denoising on.
Yeah, so what I'm going to do now is focus on this guy. Camera around a little bit. Up.
So all the illumination in the scene is coming from luminance values from the VDB voxel material.
Yep, that's exactly what's happening. So right now, it was doing the initial calculation. Now that's the denoise version.
So the denoise kicks in
near the end. Yeah, I've turned it on. I'm sorry, I got a wacky camera thing going on here. Let's do that. Yeah. So I've got this scene, and I can move it around a little bit, and then let it catch up, and then you can see that I have the denoising on, and then it gets to the end, and boom.
So it hits a certain number of the samples, then the denoiser kicks in. Now, can you toggle that on or off? Jake was showing me like a blend slider he had with the noise.
Yeah. So with the noise, just adjust this over a little bit.
Oh, there it is, down the bottom.
Yeah. So I can blend this. If I like, you know what, this is really clean, a little too clean.
Right.
I can then just do the blend where I can bring in the noise a little bit if I want to. So it gives us a little crispy if I wanted to, give a little more like a film look to it, or a little more detail in it. And if I find that the noise pattern is still there, I can go back to my lighting kernel and adjust. We'll do 400 samples. But this scene, in order to get rid of the noise, are probably more in the 2,000 to 3,000 sample range.
So you can crank a little more. And it looks like you've got about is that 4 million triangles in there? I'm trying to count the digits. Yeah, 4 million triangles.
Yeah.
So not exactly a light scene. So you got 4 million triangles, plus you got all the voxels.
Yeah.
And you've got 3 GPUs. So is it the same GPU setup that Jake has?
I think so.
Kind of peak.
Yeah, this machine, it's actually, that machine over there is tied to this monitor.
Oh, okay.
So we want to make it extra confusing for everybody.
Lord.
Yeah.
So I think he had, so he had some big time hardware there.
Yeah.
So if you, I'm just curious, can you change, maybe do the focal dropper on another thing and increase the depth of field so we can see some.
I love, that's my favorite.
See how fast that cleans up?
Let's do this, and I'm going to adjust the aperture.
Octane is so fast at this particular effect. Use a lot of Octane back at the studio in addition to V-Ray GPU, and for this focal distance, for getting that sort of a cool depth of field look, Octane is just really fast with that.
Oh yeah, yeah, and I like to reduce the roundness of my bokeh, so it's not bad. So that's a little too much. I've gone too far, you guys, so I'm going to dial this back in.
Overcranked it.
Yeah, so there we go.
And so it's chewing through the samples right now, and then it's gonna, yeah, it's gonna hit the noise reduction. It almost looks like a heat wave effect.
Yeah.
Sweet, look at that.
Yeah, then I'll pick, let's pick this guy.
So let me ask you a little bit of technical things on Octane 4. So for us Octane 3 users, a lot of people use Octane for rendering CAD geometry, for product rendering. So, you know, not necessarily a cool artistic scene like this, but it can be pretty heavy. A lot of polygons, a lot of plastics, metals, glass, that type of material setup. And with that much geometry in the scene, if you're doing something anywhere from a medical device to a car or an iPhone, the larger devices, there's a load time, a geometry sort of processing time. Maybe there's moving it to the GPU that can take a while in Octane 3. Is that faster?
So much better.
Way better.
Yeah, very, very.
Something you guys have focused on.
Yeah, let's see if I have.
If anything like resembling a CAD file or a product, or maybe just a lot of different items. What's that? A Porsche would be good? Yeah. Maybe a Tesla?
I think this one is going to have a dragon in it, but I wanted to show it to you before I can find the other thing. Because not only does this work in volumes, it works on subsurface scattering too.
Oh, the noise reduction.
Yeah. So I'm just going to bring this in. All right, so again, main and then blam.
Oh my gosh.
So
yeah, subsurface scattering can be pretty difficult in rendering. It tends to be pretty noisy.
Yeah, yeah, because all the light's bouncing around.
Yeah, you get a sort of even noise in there.
Yeah.
And that's. Can you blend that back to? Should we see what the?
If I can kiss it back in.
So that's what you know, whatever 167 samples are giving you, and it's gone. And that just took seconds.
Yeah. So that's, and you can actually output as render layers, both the noised and denoised layers if you want.
Oh, so we'll spit out separate layers.
And actually, we have denoised render layers.
Oh, nice! Look at that. And those will be available to any plugin.
Comping, yeah. So you can export. That's denoise diffuse direct. This is denoise diffuse indirect, denoise reflection direct, reflection indirect, denoised. And
so if you want to throw it back together, a nuke or something, you can mix in your denoise version with your little bit of natural looking.
So if you want your compositor to be able to have a little more control over the rendered image.
Yeah.
Let's see if I have something. I think that I can. All right, so this is a fan piece. This is my personal fan piece. No affiliation with any kind of other entity or IP. Just going to say that this is Billy's pet project. But the reason I have this in here is this has a limbic animation because this is an animated Orbx file that I spit out of Lightwave.
Okay.
Right. So I can scrub this.
So it's got a point cache in there, and the Orbx wraps up in a limbic file, right?
Correct.
So it keeps the point cache in there.
Yeah.
So you're scrubbing it out of the ball spinning, right?
Yeah. So even if this, and it loads a lot faster.
And so limbic is streaming, so there's it doesn't even look like there's any load time. It's just going.
It's
right?
all live on the GPU, and Octane 4. This would be a lot slower in Octane 3. The ability to scrub and limbic data. And then we can get in here and move the camera around.
Nice.
Increase the aperture a little bit.
So we got faster rendering,
Yes.
noise reduction, faster data processing or geometry processing.
Yeah. I think my camera is actually animated.
Oh, the camera's animated as well.
Yeah. So
That's all right.
Yeah. Anyway.
Poking on there.
But so that's the thing where it loads up a lot faster. Yeah. I don't have a lot of other Orbx files. I just got on the machine earlier.
That's all right. You got Lightwave down there. Are you a Lightwave user?
I am a Lightwave user.
I'm an old school Lightwave. I don't use it much anymore, but I started on Lightwave many years ago. I was bumped into Alan Hastings on the floor yesterday, the guy who wrote the original renderer for Lightwave.
So I had Beta Lightwave.
Beta Lightwave.
So I've been using it since Beta Lightwave, and yeah, old school.
Old school, yeah. That was Video Toaster days, or first on PC? Yeah, that's the same here.
Yeah. So what I was trying to do this morning before I got derailed was show the displacement capabilities on Octane.
Oh yeah,
really
awesome.
Interesting.
Really fast too.
Yeah. So this scene is just these things doing this.
Okay.
And I'm going to open up my IPR.
Just being able to get real-time feedback.
So what I've done is I've had some of these orbs glowing, and this is a single polygon.
Okay.
And I'm gonna.
Oh, that's displaced.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go in here and switch. Wow, this is really big. They adjusted my screen resolution. Okay, so let me just change this image. This is actually pretty amazing.
Is displacement any different in Octane 4, or is it the same?
No, I think it's the same, but it's amazing.
Yeah. So you have the resolution, at least in the Moto version, you've got, you can adjust sort of the resolution size of the map.
Right, so right now I think I'd have it at 8K, but again, this is a displaced single piece of geometry.
You're just mowing right through it.
Yeah.
So actually, if you stop at a sharp edge here, if you go into just one of the top edges there, typically that's where you'd see a problem. It actually looks pretty darn smooth. You're not seeing sort of the faceting you give the micropolygons there.
I'm going to maybe put a diffuse material in here. I was playing with metallics, so I'm going to put a diffuse in there so it's easy.
Oh, Octane 4 is the new materials too, though, doesn't it? Isn't it like a new Uber material? Or are you still using the diffuse specular
we have
glossy?
We have a universal material, and I think, actually, let's go back to the plug-in. I mean, sorry, the standalone. Because I exported that scene as an Orbx file.
Oh, okay.
So I can play with it. So now,
it's all the same standard workflow.
And screen resolution. So I have in here a displaced.
Oh yeah, so that's just the plane you had earlier, but instead of the sort of geometric displacement, you've got some organic rocky stuff there.
And I also have a little bit of atmosphere in there, and that's what I was playing with earlier. So I'm gonna put this guy and again, we've got our denoiser going, and bum bum.
Can you crank up the displacement height real quick, just to see how fast it recalculates? So basically instantaneous. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So it just, I mean, it's done. It was like the whole thing took like 3 seconds.
Oh, that's the mid-level, sorry. Height.
Yeah, you have it at 8K. So you got a lot of GPU RAM, but 8K level displacement. And,
and what I wanted to show you is that I did use a universal material, I believe, on some of these. There it is. All right. So usually, we had a couple of material types that if I wanted something to emit light but also be glossy, I'd have to combine
like
a couple of these mixed material. But now it's all included in one, and even the metallic surface is in here. So if I want to adjust the metallic parts of this material, so it's all one node now, which is great.
So it's all in one node, and so you can mix, say, a plastic material into the metallic material. You can probably I'm guessing you can map the metallicness like sort of a PBR material.
Right, and we have a sheen. We have a coat layer now.
Oh, a clear coat layer.
Yeah.
Finally.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
That's really good for product rendering.
Yeah.
A lot of times you want a clear coat layer.
And that's what I found yesterday. I'm like, oh, I forgot I had that. So I clicked on my sphere here and applied the universal material, and then put a coat on it. So now I've got a glossy misted surface area.
Yeah, that's great, because one of the things you had to do, you have to mix like a glossy or a specular on top of a glossy to get that extra clear coat.
Right.
And blend those together. So
yeah. So and I was where's my and I will change this to where are my textures? I put this out. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, I mean we do have.
Well, I can't remember how I put my texture anyway. I was going to put a different image on there to displace it, but
that's all right. We got the picture on that.
Yeah, and the fact that I can get this level of detail from a single polygon, and it's so super fast. It's such a gift.
Actually, if you could push in on one of these little hills here, and we just kind of see how it resolves really close up, and see if we get any faceting. So this is 8K map, and nope, still looks really. There's no pixelization. Good lord! And that's the denoiser just kicking in right there, right?
Yep.
And so the light is coming from that sphere.
Yep. There's sphere light. I mean, these things are emitting light, and then there's a one light out in the distance that was doing for kind of a volumetric effect.
Oh, they got a little area light in there too. Huh?
Yeah.
So let me ask you this, and this is, I don't know if this is in here or not, but this is a lot of people who do CAD rendering. If you're using something like V-Ray, you rely a lot on the rounded edge shader to smooth out CAD edges. You can't go in and bevel very easily in your modeling program.
Right.
It has a bit of a rounded edge shader, I know, previously, but it was sometimes it was a little bit limited. Has this been worked on at all for Octane 4?
It's either in this build or it's on the roadmap for the next version or two to have a much more polished rounded edge.
So that's on your
roadmap. Yeah, but soon.
Yeah. So yeah, but things like faster data loading. So most people I know, like, this stuff is awesome. That's like playing around in Octane. It's really fast enough to essentially doodle with ray tracing, which you never.
Oh yeah, that's. I discovered my inner artist again.
Yeah.
Because I enjoy my work, especially doing look dev, because being able to iterate and move around fast and try something and see it immediately works.
It's
it
night and day.
It just speeds up the whole process. And for me, having happy artists, it's almost more important than getting like lots of team members.
And doing the really stuff like, we had a concept artist at a modeling seminar for Foundry yesterday, who does a lot of concepting for feature film work. He has to crank out stuff every couple of hours. He has a 3-hour window for these images that look amazing. But what he's trying to get out of the ray tracing program, when he goes into Moto, he's just trying to get the camera angle, some basic lighting, and like a field of view. Right? And some shaping, some basic shapes. And he'll bring that into Photoshop and paint over it. And something like this, like, the lighting is instantaneous. So you're still not waiting on the renderer to catch up to the brain. You're just like moving around. It's really pretty amazing. And I think, I'm really looking forward to get Octane 4 integrated into the plugins. So we can bring this into programs and do some CAD type rendering.
Yeah, the denoising and volumes is such a big part of really giving the atmosphere and polishing the looks of these renders. I was working on one, I was trying to get ready for this thing, but I ran out of time. And it had volumetric, like, trees, and I'm like, it's been so great, but...
Well, and the cool thing is, like, you sort of set this scene up that looks kind of neat, but if you give yourself 15 minutes with this type of feedback to play with it, you're going to find a cooler angle.
Oh, yeah.
And some cooler lighting effects.
Yeah, and I can, if I wanted to make it look like it's on the moon, I was doing this earlier, I turned the medium off, and let's see, environment to black.
No atmosphere.
Yeah, I'm assuming that's the material down. Gone too far again.
Oh, I knocked it down a little bit.
Yeah, and then, but you know, the
Can you
thing
change
is,
the illumination color to like a bluish color?
Oh yeah, yep. Where is it? This. I was using a gradient in Lightwave, and I haven't actually played. It's interesting how this came through in the Orbx file because I've not used this type of.
It almost looks like it's doing an inverse.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. That's interesting.
That's disgusting. It's such a terrible.
So it looks like you got a random color note on there.
Yeah,
so
I do
it's
it in
pretty-
Lightwave.
Okay.
I was doing that and just trying to do some color kind of stuff.
That looks like somebody threw up on the moon.
Yeah. But
Oh, there you go.
I can discover that this looks like crap and then correct it
Oh,
and
yeah.
then I'm back to work. Where
Super fast.
in other situations I've been in, and I've been doing this for 22 years at big studios and stuff,
Yeah.
it's like I go to get my coffee because I'm doing a render walk.
Oh, totally.
You know, and all the productivity is gone. And a lot of times I would actually write on a sticky note, put it on my monitor to remind me what I was doing when I
Right.
get back from my render walk, and then it takes 15 minutes to show me I made a horrible mistake.
Render walk. That coin was termed in probably the 90s, I'm guessing, when we used to like
Yeah, I get it.
walk around. But also, I gotta say, like OTOY is fast enough, Octane is fast enough where you can actually hit a render going with both your GPUs, and then you can flip over to YouTube and play a video and watch it. Whereas some of the other GPU solutions, even with 2 cards, your machine locks up enough where you can't do that while it's wrapping up the solution. So it's a really great thing you guys got going on here, and so
It's a
looking
pleasure,
forward
it
to
is.
Octane 4. Thanks, Billy.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for stopping by.
You bet. Awesome.